Mabuhay! We are Group Region 7, and today, I, Yssabela Badong, along with my group mates Mikaella Labbao, Leanne Lapid, and Yesha Ramos, will be presenting the sustainable practices implemented in Central Visayas. In this presentation, we will briefly discuss how the region promotes sustainable tourism through environmental, cultural, and economic preservation and development. Through these practices, Central Visayas serves an example of how tourism can be developed responsibly while ensuring that its benefits are shared among present and future generations. So, now, without further ado, let us begin our presentation. Now, what is sustainable tourism? According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, sustainable tourism is defined as tourism that takes full account of its current and future economic, social, and environmental impacts, addressing the needs of visitors, the industry, the environment, and host communities. Sustainable tourism also refers to the adoption of responsible and sustainable practices within the tourism industry. It recognizes both the positive and negative impacts of tourism and seeks to minimize adverse effects while maximizing benefits for destinations, communities, and stakeholders. As emphasized by the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, sustainable tourism is an ongoing aspiration that promotes environmental protection, social equity, and economic viability. Central Visayas, officially designated as Region 7, is an administrative region in Visayas. This comprises of four provinces, namely Bohol, Cebu, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor. The region is home to many well-known tourist attractions, including the Chocolate Hills, Magellan's Cross, Lubbock Church, and Hinagdanan Cave. Given the large number of tourists visiting these destinations each year, an important question arises. How does Central Visayas sustain and maintain tourism sustainability despite the continuous influx of visitors?
So good day everyone. Today I will discuss three environmental sustainable practices implemented in Central Visayas or Region 7. These practices help protect the environment, reduce pollution, and promote sustainable development. They have also supported several United Nations Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. The first practice is solid waste management and material recovery facilities or MRFS. These practices focus on proper waste segregation, recycling, composting, and resource recovery. It was strengthened through Republic Act 9003, also known as the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. One of the best examples in Central Visayas is the Dumaguete City in Negros Oriental, where its Eco Park solid waste processing facilities serve as the model for sustainable waste management. Similar programs are also implemented in Cebu, Bohol, and Siquijor. This practice supported by the SDG 12 or the responsible consumption and production because it promotes waste reduction, recycling, and the sustainable use of resources. The second practice is the Eco Brick and Plastic Waste Reduction Program. Eco bricks are also plastic bottles packed with a clean and dry plastic waste that can be used as an alternative construction material. This initiative was introduced to help the growing problems of plastic pollution. The Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, or DNNR, Region 7, promotes these practices through its Love Our Earth campaign. From Cebu City, the initiative expanded to different communities across Bohol, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor. By reducing plastic waste and preventing it from reaching rivers and oceans, these practices supported by the SDG 14 or Life Below Water, which focuses on protecting marine ecosystem and aquatic resources. The third practice is the river and coastal cleanup and ecosystem rehabilitation. This includes cleanup dives, environmental awareness campaign, and the restoration of rivers, coastal lines, and other ecosystems. In 2025, a region-wide cleanup drive in Central Visayas collected more than 1.3 metric tons of water waste from river and waterways. These practices supported by the SDG 15 or Life on Land because it helps protect ecosystem, conserve biodiversity, and maintain environmental health.
Now let's proceed for Chapter 2, which is social sustainability practices implemented in Region 7. The first practice is cultural heritage, preservation, and community-based cultural tours. This practice involves local residents in preserving and sharing their own culture through tourism activities. This helps preserve local traditions while also providing economic opportunities for residents. This practice supports SDG 11 or sustainable cities and communities because it helps protect cultural heritage and strengthens community participation. The second practice is indigenous peoples' involvement in tourism management. This ensures that indigenous peoples have an active role in tourism activities within their ancestral domains. Through policies, indigenous communities are included in decision-making processes and are able to protect their cultural resources and traditions. This practice is connected to SDG 10 or reduce inequalities because it promotes inclusion, equal participation, and fair benefits for indigenous groups. The third practice is local capacity building and tourism livelihood training. This focuses on providing tourism-related skills and training to local residents, such as tour guiding, homestay management, and hospitality services. The goal is to improve employment opportunities and create sustainable sources of income for communities. It supports SDG 8 or decent work and economic growth by helping local residents gain skills and access to decent employment within the tourism industry. Overall, these social sustainability practices contribute to community empowerment, cultural preservation, social inclusion, and sustainable livelihood development in Region 7.
Moving on to the economic sustainability practices in Central Visayas. Bohol is known as the jewel of the Philippines due to its world-famous natural wonders such as the iconic chocolate hills, pristine white sand beaches, and vibrant marine sanctuaries. That's why tourist demand is increasing and many concerns arise such as environmental risks, overcrowding, and inclusive growth. To address this issue, the provincial government adopted its first tourism policy framework. The Bohol Sustainable Tourism Development Code in 2025 provides an integrated framework that institutionalizes responsible tourism practices while ensuring environmental protection, cultural preservation, community empowerment, and long-term economic benefits for Bolanos. The revenue of this tourism policy framework allocation will be 50% of revenues will go to Tourism Development Fund for site development and sustainability programs, while 20% is for island barangays to support water systems, livelihood, health services, and basic needs. This practice is aligned to SDG 8 decent work and economic growth since it prioritizes Bolanos for jobs, business opportunities, and services. Nowadays, climate change and extreme weather cannot really be avoided. So as to mitigate the impact of this to the local farmers and communities, the Department of Science and Technology in Central Visayas has launched two technology hubs in Cebu, one of which is known as the Sarai Regional Hub. Sarai Regional Hub promotes smart farming through science-based tools and technologies. The hub equips farmers with data-driven tools to improve productivity, enhance farm efficiency, and strengthen climate resilience. This practice is aligned to SDG 2 Zero Hunger since it provides farmers with real-time data to optimize planting schedules, monitor crops, and mitigate losses from extreme weather, drastically boosting food security and farm incomes. Overall, this program helps the local farmers, communities, and boosts the economy to harvest bountifully, generate income, and stable livelihood. Fisheries in the Philippines is a relevant sector providing livelihood to millions of Filipinos. Conversely, in the past 10 years, the total fisheries production generally declined. Some of these issues include resource degradation, overfishing, and the lack of knowledge of fishermen. To address this issue, the implementation of the Fish Visayas project provides services such as the promotion of sustainable fisheries, resource protection, and the conduct of dual education training, as well as sustainable product packaging and marine conservation. This practice is aligned to SDG 14 Life Below Water since it fosters sustainable ocean governance, protect marine sanctuaries, and educate communities on ecological management. Overall, this practice generates income to the economy by focusing on sustainable marine resource management, improving livelihood training, and responsible use of the ecosystem.
In conclusion, the sustainable practices implemented in Central Visayas demonstrate how tourism can contribute to environmental conservation, cultural preservation, and inclusive economic growth. Through the collaboration of government agencies, local communities, and tourism stakeholders, Region 7 serves as a model for responsible tourism development. These efforts not only enhance visitor experiences but also ensure that the benefits of tourism are shared with local communities while protecting the region's natural and cultural heritage for future generations. And that's it for our presentation. Here are the references used during our research. Again, thank you so much for listening.